Star will pick up the bookmark and say, "We're not an education game or edutate. I don't know this word." So it will show the icon on it, and the icon was, correct me if I'm wrong, it was Sam's World's icon, yes?
Correct. Sam's World, yes.
Star will hold it up and say, "It was this."
Funny, because last time we found bookmarks, we only saw the one for my world.
Right. So where did this one come from?
Must have been on the bookcase when we got back.
Star's gonna look at Sam.
We're
Star's
gonna have a bit of a conversation, us three.
Yeah. And Star's gonna have a big old green curl pop into his forehead and go, yeah, we should. And be still like kind of side-eyeing Sam. Like, bro, you leaving me out. You leaving me twisted in the wind. So what do we do now, guys?
I will be right back. I am very stressed. I just need to go for a quick run.
Good luck, there's no way out of here.
Yeah.
So, you would see Lonic run because he can't activate his turbo speed unless it's a straight line. But he runs circles around any of you.
It's an active little fellow.
Yeah, I wonder what his diet consists of.
Whatever you do, don't touch him. He'll shock you.
Also, how do we get rid of that? She says. She's pointing at Frankie's health bar, which is still above his head. And his name is still above his head.
Maybe the Lonic guy has to deal with it.
Is there a way to quit?
Frankie, can you, use any of your technology stuff to erase it?
Oh no, this is like when we went to Sue's world and we had the dot bubbles. This is like, I don't know. Can I touch it?
Yeah, I mean you can touch it, but I
You take it down and
you can't manipulate it. You can't. Yeah, you can't just pick it. You just can't take it.
Yeah, it's like it. I can't do anything
It's
about
just physically
it.
there. Yeah.
I move my head to see.
Well, Lonic did declare him a boss, so does Lonic have to fight him now
Or
to get rid
can
of him?
Lonic maybe call him a friend instead?
I don't know. Are they friends?
He's having a bit of an existential crisis. Maybe we should let him calm down.
I am going to use my force field to try to stop him. Click.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
Like incredible style.
Yes.
Force field. Incredible
Okay.
style. Go ahead. You cast your force
I'll
field.
go on windshield.
Roll.
Yeah. Let me just do.
Can I choose to fail for the sake of comedy?
As in, fail dodging it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to fail dodging it. So, I'm thinking cartoon splat. Bug on a windshield is what I'm thinking.
Bug on a windshield, arm still good, reaches to the back of the head, pops himself off.
Exactly. Very, very Roger Rabbit. Yes. Yes. There's an 80s throwback, Roger Rabbit.
There we go. I think we're a bit better. I think everything is calmed down. This isn't a video game.
And I'm not your boss. Fight. I'm your friend. I'm like your eggplant, Todd.
But you're big. And you're blue.
Yeah, I'm a blue eggplant, Frankie.
Star's gonna be like, that is just wrong, dude.
God, Tori's just laughing.
And
Now I know why Victor really likes him, Sue says.
Apparently.
Well,
your friend Todd told me to find you. So I'm like your friend.
okay.
I'm not your boss. Fight.
All right. What I think what my mistake was is that you're blue.
All
Bosses
the
in
time.
my game normally start blue, and as you fight them, they turn red.
I stay blue all the time. And it's a good thing, I guess. I don't want to turn red.
Well, neither do I. Meanwhile, he is pink, so totally irrelevant. Always a shade of red.
So is Lonic no longer considering Frankie a boss fight?
Lonic is confused. So yeah, he's not considering Frankie a boss necessarily, but he doesn't know what to consider him.
Okay, so then that means that the health bar above him does disappear. Fade out and disappear.
There you go. Oh, the fair warning star does turn red on occasion.
Mm-hmm.
I do. It's
And other
one of
colors.
And a health bar appears above Star.
Above Star.
That's only one of them. The rest are good. He's just like Frankie in an eggplant.
Yeah, but my
He's got,
eggplant is not for you.
He's got like multiple personalities, kind of, Lonic, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, multiple. Star's got multiple eggplants.
Multiple eggplants, yes.
Multiple.
I don't
Colors.
understand what's so funny about an aubergine.
I mean, it's a vegetable.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, I don't know either.
They're not even very good.
You know what? They are very good. Frankie.
Multiple eggplants? Does it mean his situation's like an udder?
Oh,
Oh man.
Again, I will tell the viewers watching. The reason I made Todd an eggplant was not for this, but apparently,
This is beautiful.
but this is still beautiful. It was not because of this. You will find out later why I made Todd an eggplant.
I gotta
but-
say it,
okay, anyway.
because when Todd said all the other options sucked, I was like, oh, that's why he was called an eggplant, because he's
There you go.
Like I said, the jokes write themselves.
Yep.
It's perfect.
So, Lonic
This
is
is why all auditioners are 18 and above.
Yep.
Anyway,
Lonic is
all
finally-
auditioners are 18 and above.
Lonic has finally started to come down a little bit, and he's looking for any kind of familiarity. His eyes set on Sue. Lonic approaches Sue and speaks to her in a language that nobody else would understand. Miss NPC-chan, could you possibly help me with understanding the situation, like these worlds? This is a lot.
Her eyes light up, and then she responds in Japanese. She says, "Wow, you can actually speak Japanese. That's really incredible. I haven't been able to talk in my native tongue for a while now." Oh, you wanted me to explain to you what's happened in the situation. So there's a lot that's been going on. So I can give you the long version, or I can give you the short version.
The long version would be helpful, but I don't think I have the patience for that. Better give me the short version.
Short version is, like I said, we're all from different worlds, and we're going to each world, and we're helping people out, and every time we help them out, a bookmark appears that takes us back here. So we're kind of halfway done because we helped Frankie, and we helped Tori, even though it doesn't look like we helped her, sort of, and we helped Star. So we were about to help Sam, the black and white dude.
Wait, was the ghost not always like that?
No, Tori was not always a ghost. That's a long story, but that's part of the long story, which you said you didn't have time for. But maybe we'll talk about that later.
So,
Totally not my fault.
I'm trapped in the real
Much.
world with something called He tried to say magic, but it's not in his code.
Right. That's cool. Oh, well, maybe we can help you with that at some point.
All this talk of books and bookmarks seemed like one of Dr. Ganvani's evil plans.
I have not met Dr. Ganvani.
Oh,
But-
he's this green guy with red hair. He floats in a car that looks kind of like an egg, and he throws his education at you.
Oh yeah, that guy in the beginning with the big boss fight. Yeah. Yeah, he seemed like a total D-bag.
He's such a bad guy.
What exactly did he do to, I guess, since he's so obsessed with his doctorates, what does Princess Tangerine have to do with anything?
So, Lonic kind of almost shifts personality here. He has gone into player's guide mode. Dr. Ganvani, first revealed in 1987, was the boss of New Super The Legend of Lonic, the Super Tough Pink Mon, Definitive Edition, Turbo, Director's Cut. Dr. Ganvani went into crippling debt after getting an unnecessary amount of doctorates, and in order to repay the debt, caused heavy environmental damage and started kidnapping princesses to recoup for his lack of a dating life due to his time spent in university.
Oh, that makes sense.
It doesn't.
How much I would pay to be in the pitching room when that happened? So, are you willing to help us? Because if not, I mean, I guess you could stay here by yourself, but I don't know if that's going to be much fun for you, staying here by yourself.
Helping people in need is what I do.
All right, then, she says. Why don't we shake on it? And she'll hold out her hand to shake. Oh, that's right. I can't touch you.
Well,
You should talk to Sam about that. He deals with that too, not touching people.
Lonic's trying to think of something he could do to be able to come into contact with people. Okay. Yeah, I guess I should talk to... Sam is the Game Boy character, right?
The Game Boy character?
You know the Game Boy, the black and white console?
Oh,
Or
I remember
green and
those.
white.
I think I had an older cousin that used to have one of those things. I think their screen was like spinach green though.
Maybe it's different in my world. So
Well, it is him, she says, pointing at Sam.
we have the Spirit of Death. We have a sub-boss who's not a sub-boss. We have the deleted male Great Fairy. We have Game Boy character. And
What?
it can't be. Before my game was set in a forest, one of the pitches was a high seas adventure. Is that old Captain Black Eye?
Well, their name is Black Powder. Close though, not Black Eye. I'm Sue. Nice to meet you.
Hello, I'm Lonic. Nice to meet you. I'm very confused still.
Sue will then look back to the group after they had this conversation in Japanese, and she says, okay, so I think we've got it sorted out. So, for right now, Lonic's gonna tag along and help us out. I guess starting with Sam.
Since none of you guys seem to know me, crosses legs, taps foot, I guess I should tell you what I can do. I'm the fastest thing alive. I'm the fastest thing alive.
Whoa, you would have been really great in Star's
I'm
World.
gonna go cook.
This would be great.
Even though we
I'm
just
gonna-
had breakfast, I'm gonna go cook again.
I'm gonna go join you. And then
I mean, I'm
Frankie will-
curious. I'll hang out with Lonic.
Frankie will go to Black Powder and say, Black Powder, so what was the deal with the bookmarks? What I thought, where were we gonna go without this
That's the
2
thing.
bookmarks?
We only found my bookmark before. It looks like Sam and Star have been holding on to his and decided we were just going to go to that world without talking about it with us.
Then he got on to me about lying.
I mean, I outright just admitted that I'm a freaking pirate to the lot of you, and he's the one being shady. I want to have a little chat with him. With him and Star. Although I don't know necessarily if Star's to blame. I have a feeling he got roped into things like he always does.
True.
Do you confront Sam?
I'm cooking right now.
You're cooking right now. Okay. What is Sam doing in the meantime?
And just watching the interaction between Tori and Lonic and
Okay.
just hanging.
All right.
A bit.
Cool. So Tori and Lonic and Sue and Sam. What's happening?
Oh, I'm just asking Lonic a bunch of questions like, so can you eat? Can you maybe you should try eating some of Black Powder's food. I'm very curious to see what'll happen.
Well, yeah, I'll try to eat some food.
Okay. What is Black Powder preparing? And then roll a check.
Because we literally just finished breakfast. He's basically just making like a... God, I'm trying to think of terms. Like a small, like snack kind of thing.
Sure.
An appetizer.
Sea biscuit, maybe? I don't know.
I'm blanking on stuff. Brain.
I think a sea biscuit.
Yeah, like chips or something.
Okay.
Just something people can snack
chips. Sure. So, make some chips. And by chips, you mean
on. Like fries, because he's British.
Fries, basically. Yeah, fries.
Don't forget the salt.
Sure. That's
I never forget
Get
the
out the
salt.
eggplant.
Roll me a check, just because. Roll us a check.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, it does seem very appetizing, Lonic. Are you going to go ahead and taste?
Please put one on the ground in front of me.
Oh,
On the ground.
like an animal?
I mean, he looks like a hedgehog.
I mean, you can eat at the table with everyone else. You don't have to eat on the ground.
Please put one on the ground in front of me.
Star will do it. Here you go. But it'll be on the plate, though.
So Lonic walks over the plate and does a little crouch. The chip disappears, and a little menu appears next to his head. It goes to Chip. He selects it. Then a chip appears in his hand. Nom, 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 nom.
That is the most complicated way of eating I've ever seen. How has he survived?
And I would like to think when he eats it, his health bar appears, and his health bar is max.
Lonic, have you ever died before?
Oh, so many times. It's just a part of the job. Frankie slowly curls into like a corner.
Well, this is my first time dying, so maybe I could ask you for a pointer or two about this whole being dead thing.
Well, that doesn't look like death to me. That looks like a transformation.
In a way, but I don't have my physical body anymore. That's gone.
Well, maybe
I
if you get hit by
I
something,
can't eat
you'll
like I can't eat like you can.
Aw. So you can't eat by putting something on the ground, walking over, pressing down and A, and then down, 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 and then A, and then you eat?
I think
No.
anybody can eat like that.
I think you're the only one that eats like that.
Well, I mean, there is the RPG that they proposed where you would just press start and then down, 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 and then A.
Is that a little less complicated? I don't know.
It was more complicated, actually.
It sounds like it, yeah.
That game didn't make it outside of Japan.
Well, either way, I know you're confused right now. We have all been there. I'm happy to help you out and tell you everything I know.
Well, you changed into a ghost at some point. Has anybody else changed yet? Gotten their power up?
I wouldn't call this a power up, but we have had transformations before.
You've all transformed? You all have power ups?
Exactly.
Again,
like
not power ups, but
They do have the flavor balls things, which I guess could be
Flavor
considered a
balls.
power up.
And
The
when we went to
flavor
Stars
balls?
World, we all changed.
Yeah, we all became animals.
Mhm.
We all changed in Tori's world too, and yours.
We all
Well,
changed in Tori's world.
Sam and I changed in Frankie's world.
they were very
Ooh.
different in my world. They were not themselves.
Oh,
Mhm.
that's interesting. I think. Well, this is a lot. And I'm not really sure what to do or what to say. I think that my world might be extremely different from the one where people power up into a ghost.
Oh yeah, trust me, all the worlds are extremely different.
Yes, I think that's the only thing that's really in common between all of us is
Well-
that everything is different.
When you die in my world, it's not a permanent transformation. You can go back and forth between your old self and your. If you die, you just kind of death. It's nothing really to be scared of because it's really quick. It's quicker than you even know, and it's not painful, not at all.
So like an actual video game, you get lives.
Yeah, if you have an extra life, you just come back. And
Tori, that's it. We need to go to Lonix world and get you an extra life.
I like the way
That's-
she thinks.
that's a good idea.
If
Okay.
you want it.
But I don't know yet. I'm still processing it. But what about, we've been helping each other out in everyone's worlds. I don't think the point of going to Lonix world is to get an extra life.
Well, it's
Sorry,
not
Darren.
getting extra lives is never the point of New Super: The Legend of Lonic, the Super Tough Ping Pong Turbo XD Director's Cut. But it's just something that sort of happens in the world. The point is rescuing Princess Tangerine, or playing cricket, or climbing a mountain, or
Getting yo-yos.
fighting a boss, or
And
shooting
yo-yos.
the bad man with the tiny mustache.
Okay. Well, we can help you with rescuing Princess Tangerine. We're experienced in helping someone that's been kidnapped before.
Well,
Let's hit star.
I am a pro at rescuing kidnapped princesses at this point.
Just think of getting Tori an extra life as a side quest.
Yeah! Side quests are awesome and never tedious.
It's a companion quest.
Never tedious. Except the fetch quests. Those are tedious. You know what a fetch quest is, right?
Yeah.
Well, you have to get something for somebody, and then they give you something for it that you give to somebody, and then you give that something to somebody else for something new, and then you take the something new, and then you give that to somebody else, and 500 NPCs later, you get something useful.
So it's trading.
Yeah.
It's obnoxious, yes.
Are you familiar with that black powder?
I know trade and commerce. Like, that's pretty much just day-to-day life for me. You give something, you get something.
I hear the words come out, but I don't understand half.
Yeah, I don't understand. What do you call it? Video games?
Imagine like a book with pictures, but the pictures are moving and you control what happens. in that.
Right.
Sounds like witchcraft.
You.
More
I
like
mean-
technology.
It's like stuff in Frankie's world. Science.
I
It's-
think I'm a couple hundred years away from that in my world. So
I mean,
Right.
There
It's like my
was-
simulations, but for fun.
You know how you have a watch and it tells time? So it's almost like you can control what the watch shows? The time that
I
the
mean,
watch
you can already
shows?
do that. There's a little twisty thing to set it.
No.
Right, that's the controller.
It's like if you're playing chess, right? And you have another person, but that other person is not there. It's like automatic. It's like playing against you automatically.
I
But
think I get
on
it, but
the
it's just I have
screen.
no context.
It's hard to
hold
explain.
Hold on. My game doesn't have any craft in it. But there was the time that I helped the bear and the bird fight the ugly old witch. In their game.
I think you're glitching again.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you.
Yeah.
I don't have those words in my code.
Huh.
You are so self-aware.
Right? It's weird.
Well, I mean, every game has a guide.
Guide?
Yeah.
Oh,
book
like a
that tells you
manual.
how to win.
Yeah.
Yeah,
manual.
yeah. It's like a walkthrough. Like if you don't know what to do next.
Oh, could we find one
yeah.
in our library?
It's a good question.
Very good.
I hope so. I'd like
Um,
to get back to say Princess Tangerine and get the Tory Ghost a extra life if possible.
Mm.
And if things keep going the way they have been, we'll eventually end up there.
Mm-hmm.
Frankie will go to the library and see if he can look for a player guide.
Sure, go ahead and do a search.
I may need help.
I'll help.
Oh,
Yeah.
you passed.
Yep, you can all help.
Helping is fun. And I failed.
Okay. So it looks like Joe and Tori succeeded, and Frankie. So between all three of you, you are pretty confident that no such strategy guide exists in this library, at least at this moment. No such thing exists.
Is there a bookmark?
No, neither nor a bookmark. Neither a bookmark.
Because that's something he would be looking for too.
Right. You're pretty convinced if it's that no such thing exists right now.
Dar will look at Frankie and say, "What about the game? Didn't you say the game spoke to you?"
Oh, that's true. And he'll go to the game cartridge pack, I guess packing. Opens it. Is there like a little manual in there?
There is a little manual in there, but the pages are blank.
I pull it
That's just
out.
for taking notes, I think.
This looks similar
Hmm.
to stuff we've seen, and he gives it to Sam. Like, okay, smart one, you figure this out.
Well, I think it's like the other one that as things happen, it's going to fill out. So we should keep it on the shelf with the others and try to find a way to fill it out.
I mean, for the rest of us, the books themselves haven't shown up until after we've been to the world, so...
Yeah, this is really different.
Did he even come from the book, or did he come from the game?
came from the bowl.
Yeah.
It's like how we would put the bookmarks in it.
Yeah. Star's gonna look at Sam and say, Sam. He's gonna like loop his arm around yours and say, "We need to talk now." But you'll hear all his voices say it at the same time.
Nice. In unison, nice.
Harmonizing.
Maybe watching them.
Sure, go
Just
ahead.
watching.
So, can you help me understand what the hell just happened?
Well, I don't know for sure. I thought for sure we would buy ourselves some more time, get into my world, and not have to pirate anything. However, with this change up, I'm a little bit at a loss. There's definitely a lot more going on in this place than I thought. So I'm still more out of my element than I thought.
As you're saying that, Star's hair and wings start to slowly fill up with red and said, "At a loss. Sam, I trusted you. I told you. Remember, Black Powder is still a person. And right now, we look very suspicious. And that's not good. And we need to help Tori. She's still a ghost. But now we can touch and talk to her. I'll touch on that later. But it makes us look bad. And like Star is completely red, like eyes red, hair red, wings are red, and he's like fuming with like red sparkles. We look bad, Sam. And like he's no longer whispering, he's kind of like shouting at this point.
I would also point out that Lani probably recognizes that Star is now very red.
We need to get him some chips.
Don't worry, lad. This is normal for him.
Yeah, that's one of his eggplants we were talking about. Yeah.
But he's taking so much damage.
No, he hasn't. He's just angry. That's all.
Yeah.
It doesn't work the same for
so
us
much
as it does
damage.
for you.
It's just one of his emotions.
Lana, just remember this stuff for us is different than it is for you. If we get hurt, we don't turn color, we just bleed.
Or you get
turned into
ghosts.
Bleed?
Like death is permanent.
Is that what happened when Howler McHowlerson got defeated in my game?
I don't know, I wasn't there.
We never got that far.
I think he's talking about the werewolf.
Yeah, Howler McHowlerson.
Oh, the werewolf?
He was called Werewolfenstein in the German release.
I don't know what happens to the wolf after you beat it.
It's supposed to flicker and then disappear.
No, it was brutal.
That doesn't happen for us. When you die,
there's a
just
corpse, you
die.
actually have to clean it up. It's a whole mess.
That's what happened to the
I
werewolf.
like that answer.
There's no extra lives in our world.
Mm-mm.
How do you
Like
live
last
this
night.
way?
Right, Sue?
Carefully.
Well, technically, I'm not living,
Oh!
so I can't live that way.
It's like warmness emblem from Nintendo.
I
Where
don't
there's
know that
permadeath.
reference.
There's permadeath, where if you die, you stay dead.
Yes.
And then you have to learn to deal with the survivors.
Right.
That's horrible.
It's that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
that.
Sure.
Unless you're Tori, then apparently you come back as a ghost. So
It's very high difficulty. It's nightmare mode.
Like that answer.
Mm-hmm.
Lonic,
Nightmare mode.
deep breaths.
yeah. So just be careful when you go to other worlds.
I'm not good at that.
But you seem pretty fast. I'm sure you'll be able to outrun most things.
I am the fastest thing alive.
So maybe you'll learn fast too.
It's a very optimistic way to look at it.
Mm-hmm.
You either learn fast or you die fast.
That's actually so true.
That is true.
But
Yep.
Facts.
I'm too cool for school.
Just because you never went to school doesn't mean you ain't smart. I never went to school.
And you seem really smart.
I'd like to think so.
That's true. By this point, Black Powder probably could have gotten a whole bunch of doctorates.
I don't know what that is. But yeah, like Tori just started teaching me how to read, so.
There you go.
That Ganvani always makes fun of me and shows how smart he is with all of his doctorates, but he's the one who got into crippling debt doing it.
No, that sounds about accurate for school.
Yeah, I just want to work on calming Star down and just relax. The way we look doesn't make a lick of difference to really anything. You know, we talked about possibilities was going to my world or Black Powder's world. If we jumped right into Black Powder's world, they just said it was a pirate's adventure. There would be killing, there would be overthrowing a rightful captain of a ship. Buying time would be the best opportunity for us to understand what was going on and make good, logical decisions so that we were helping the right people. That's it.
Star's gonna be like, but is that Black Powder? Is that the man we've come to know?
Well, I couldn't say because there's been a lot of changes in quite a few of us. I think a little more time to make sure would be beneficial.
Sam, we all change. You've changed. I've changed. Tori has definitely changed. But so has Black Powder. I don't know where you come from, but it's called the evolution of life. People evolve. We're never the same. There are no such thing as absolute. Who Black Powder was beforehand, of course, nobody knows who he was before. But who he is now is what matters. Now. So you made an assumption on something you think you knew. And right now, we could have hurt a friend.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe?
But again, we don't know. So what's the harm in taking a little more time before we find out at the edge of a gun or the edge of a sword? Were we prepared to address what happened in Tori's world? We thought we were going to go and look for a girl. That's it. And look what happened. My world, sure, it's not all aces, but it's not as dangerous as a pirate's life, regardless of the pirate or the person. Buying some time. I'll take some time.
Star's gonna take a slow, deep breath, and some of the red is gonna recede. Sam, hear me when I say this. You are very smart. You are wise, and damn it, you're cute. But you are dumb when it comes to people. You're a detective. Not everyone's a riddle to be solved. Sometimes you just have to sit back, learn, and observe, and witness that Black Powder is not the same. Not the same.
Well, I hope.
Go for it.
I hope so. I hope you're right, and we'll see.
Well, we need to talk to him, and we need to explain what happened. Because the last thing we want right now is a divide in the group when we now have a new anomaly that's pink and cute and standing over there.
Hello.
And he'll wave.
Well, I do gotta say, this has definitely thrown a a lot of things into new territory, so
It has. And when you're ready to talk to Black Powder, I want to be right there. He'll turn back to normal, and he'll flutter over to Tori and say, "You touched your doll. Can you touch me?"
Let me give it a try. So I'll go to reach for you, and it just goes right through you.
Yeah. So she can manipulate objects, but she can't just.
I
She
wonder.
can, like, it's all.
This is a dumb idea, but I wonder what would happen if she touched me. Because ghosts can hurt me in my game.
but if you hurt Star, you could also hurt her.
Maybe. We don't know exactly what could hurt Tori right now.
I guess we should test it out so we can be better prepared for whatever's ahead.
Might be a good idea.
Mhm.
All right. I'll stick my hand and see what happens.
So you'll stick your hand and see what happens.
Yeah.
And when you touch each other, so first of all, I did say that normally Tori cannot be hurt with mundane ways, but in magical ways she can. And I'm treating who's Sonic? Lonix.
Distant
Seems like a
cousin.
poser to me.
Static shock, to be sort of magical in nature. So it was 2 hit points of damage.
It's 1
Was
hit
that-
point for the electricity. It's 1 for his quills.
Okay, well his quills are gonna be physical.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say that the electricity, you just take only 1 hit point of damage.
Yeah, it's like touching something that has like a little bit of a charge to it. Ow!
Yeah, a little bit of a charge. So you do pull back. In addition to that, yes, go ahead, Lonic.
I can't touch anybody.
Neither can I. So we have something
Lonic,
in common.
Friendship.
You also take some damage as well
Ooh.
from touching the ghost.
Ooh.
How much?
Oh.
I'm rolling for you.
Oh no.
You take 4
Oh my gosh.
You take 4 hit points of damage, but if you have any like defense, shield, if you have anything, you can absorb that.
So Lonic doesn't have beams for defense. He is what you would call an evasion tank. So if he's not trying to dodge, that's half his hit points.
Oh no.
Okay, so you'll see his health bar appear, and the health bar goes down by
I
half.
just put a whole plate of chips
sorry.
on the ground.
He put some chips on the ground.
So Lonic
so
is
sorry, Lonic.
flickering. It's okay.
Oh, that's good to
That's
know.
really annoying.
Right?
Tori, maybe definitely don't try to touch most people. Although, you didn't hurt Star, did you?
It didn't hurt Star. Can I try? I mean, would you guys let me test on
I'll just hold my hand
everybody
out for
else
a
to make sure?
handshake.
Okay, handshake to Black Powder.
It'll go through. You don't
Okay.
hurt anyone. It just goes through.
Doesn't hurt humans. Doesn't hurt pixies. What about you? Okay, and I'll touch your hand.
Maybe it is like Lonic said, if ghosts can hurt him in his world, ghosts can hurt him outside of the world.
And okay, big question is Sam, but I'll wait for Joe to get back.
You know, I wonder, if Sam could actually make contact with you, could he reverse your time and get you back into your body temporarily? If he can.
That's what I want to know.
But Lonic, so you have had hit points, and I believe Black Powder puts more chips on the ground
Yes.
in front of you. Do you consume them?
Yes, Lonic is gonna try and eat the crisps, eat the chips to
Yes.
heal.
Yes, coming back from the UK, you eat the crisps, and you are, if you'd like, you can easily fill your health back up to full.
Lonic definitely wants to do that because he doesn't have
Okay.
a lot of health.
Because Black Powder rolled so well in their cooking check, the chips are very effective in healing, so you can actually probably still have 2 crisps left over, and keep them in your inventory if you'd like.
Yay.
Each crisp will heal 2 HP. Each crisp will heal 2 HP.
Chips.
I just need
That
to
was a
make
misspeak, but it's chips.
I just need to make
Chips. Each chips.
snacks for Lonic, and I'm the one who provides his health potions.
Oh, yay! Now I just need to
Yes.
have, like, fries at the start of every session.
I love it. I love it.
I'm the one who cooks, me and Sue, so
Nice. Oh yeah, I wonder what happens if you eat Sue's
you
cookie.
lose health.
No.
Might
Don't you
lose
do it.
health.
Might lose.
Depending on how well
Might.
Sue rolls.
Unless black powder helps Sue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sam, I touched everybody else, and with the exception of Lonic, it went through everyone else. I want to see what happens with you, and maybe your power will do something. So I'll reach out my hand and
You
try to
reach
touch
out your
his
hand, and you'll try to touch his hand, and it goes right through as well.
Okay.
Does her clothing change or anything?
No,
At least we got that figured
you
out.
don't make. Yeah, you can't make physical contact with Tori, so nothing of that nature happens.
I can't touch anyone. And that kind of realization shows on her face.
You touched me.
Yeah.
Ow!
But I don't think I'm gonna touch you again after what happened.
Well, but you visited...
No offense.
Oh,
But
weren't you
that
able to
hurt.
like touch my arm when you visited my dream last night?
Yeah.
Yes, in the dream, yes, you were able to make
Oh,
physical contact.
yeah,
in the
Tori
dream.
can visit.
Yes.
Yeah, our dreams too, just as a heads up.
Can you sleep, Lonic? Yes. Lonic, can you sleep?
I don't know.
You can sleep for 50 gold in the inn.
Yeah.
You go to an inn and you pay 50 gold, you can. It's very fast though. It happens in a few seconds.
I guess I don't know. I don't think I've been to a level quite like that yet.
Mm-hmm.
A dream world.
Yeah.
Guess we'll find out eventually.
Dream
But-
world.
Yes, Star. I went to visit Black Powder in his dreams last night. Yeah.
Wow. That's super new.
That's really cool. We're gonna talk in my dreams, but I'll tell you when to come. And he'll
Okay.
Oh no.
Tori looks
I just
excited.
start-
All right.
So Star and Tori are gonna have a dream date.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
So Tori, you said you can pick up objects.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Can we? What happens to the objects when she touches them? Does it stay physical?
Yes, it seems like they stay physical, yes.
So
She can make them float around.
are you
yes.
actually grabbing one of your dolls?
Yeah, I'm holding my doll.
Frankie will go up to Tori and then try to grab the doll as she's grabbing it and see if they can essentially shake hands with it.
Genius.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can.
Okay.
Tori, we can touch in a way of speaking.
Yeah.
How are
not-
you able
it's
to
not the
touch
same.
objects? I know.
I don't know. Oh, it's like yesterday when I was speaking with the Ouija board, I couldn't speak, and then as soon as Lonic appeared, I don't know, I started speaking again.
Cool. Star will
So
take off his hat.
maybe- Oh no, go ahead.
No. Go ahead.
I
Finish
was
your
just
thought.
like, maybe it's just gonna take time to get this all back. I don't know.
It's still pretty fresh, so I'm sure you're still getting used to things and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, and Star will take off his hat and he'll put it on. Will it stay on Tori's head? Does she have to be holding it, or can it?
It will not stay on Tori's
Darn
head.
it.
Fall right through.
If you just, yeah, it will not.
And he'll pick up the hat and say, "Can you hold it at least?"
What if she put it on her own head?
Yeah.
Let me try that. And then
You can put it on your head, but I mean, if you let go, it's
Okay.
gonna fall right down. So I mean, you can go around walking like this if you want.
It has to be active manipulation. Kind of
Yeah.
like how I use my telekinesis. I have to focus on the use of it to hold things. You have to do the same thing, but it's so
If
like they're
it's
connected.
if it's similar, maybe Frankie can help you out with a bit of it. It's like training, so it gets easier for you.
yeah, that would be really helpful.
Oh yeah. Star will dust off his hat and put it back on and say, "We're gonna work on this."
I'd like to talk with the blue not sub boss. You said his name was Frankie? You seemed like you understood me a bit better than some of the others. Like you know what technology is.
That's
Right?
true. In my world, I come from a world with a lot of technology, a lot more than what I saw in Star's world or Tori's world. So I understand software and I understand simulations and games. So games in my world are like for fun, and a lot of the young people play it when they're not training to kind of relax and have a good time.
That's exactly right. That's exactly the kind of world that I come from. Are you real too?
Yeah, we're all real.
You look different than you're blue.
Yes, and you're pink. Are we really going to go there?
I'm sorry.
You want to understand why I'm blue?
I just are you also from a game?
No, I was created in my world. But I am alive. I am real.
What were you created for? I was created for fun.
I was created more as a weapon, but then I became something more than that.
It's almost like another voice bubbles up from within Lonic. You destroyed Tiny Man with Mustache?
Not
Man with
yet.
Tiny Mustache?
I think I understand your language. You always use your language to mean something else. I have not defeated Tiny Man and Mustache yet, but I do plan to.
Cool! So you're kind of like a guide then.
And as soon as Frankie says, "I have not killed Man with Mustache, but I plan to," these words again pop up right next to him with a scroll, and then it says, "Main objective: defeat Small Man with Mustache," and it's got a little checkbox next to it that has not been checked yet.
Yes, I have not reached the final level of my game, if that makes sense.
Final level of my game is a mess.
Okay. I don't know. I'm just trying to learn your language so that we can at least communicate a little better. Everything you were saying was like Greek.
The devs ran out of time for the final level of my game, so it wasn't made very well. The rest of the game is awesome, though.
Okay. Good. So, Lonic, then normally for all of us, we find bookmarks around here to help us go to to each other's worlds. I have looked everywhere. I can't seem to find one for you. So, I don't know. Maybe you just have to hold tight?
Hold on. I have a thought. Lonic is going to open his inventory and see if there's anything suspicious or unlabeled in it.
Yeah, I mean, you'll open up your inventory and me, the GM, wasn't planning on there being anything. Does Adam think there needs to be something there?
No. Just 2 chips.
Well,
Just 2 chips and your yo-yo.
to be fair, it's not like we had all the bookmarks at once. It was like we had one here and then 2 there and then another there. So maybe yours will pop up sometime. But right
I
now,
hope so.
right now though, we thought there was only 1 bookmark, and now there are 2 bookmarks. And I'm looking at everybody else in the room. Are we going to talk about this?
I think we need to
Who
have
are
a
the
talk
two-
about this.
Yeah. We should.
Two bookmarks? What games do those lead to?
Yeah, that's what we're going to talk about.
I mean, yeah. We all need to have a sit down and a chat because right before you came in, some stuff went down.
Are there any chairs?
There's a table right here.
Mhm.
Yeah, when you look around, it actually is furnished.
I assume there's a couch
So-
by the entertainment center. You could sit the couch.
So you guys are gonna learn really fast that Lonic does not have a sitting animation.
Just
He just stands in the chair.
I just got flashbacks to Skyrim. Walking in, seeing an NPC just standing.
No sitting animation. Nice. Okay, so he's just standing.
I was thinking of the chairs in the Jedi Council room in KOTOR, where you can't jump, you just have to walk into them and you kind of float back down and have to keep walking back up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I just imagined again games from like the 80s
Mm-hmm.
where you don't actually sit, you just literally stand through, and you just have like the backboard,
Stand
and
through
you're just
the
like
chair.
boom. There's no sitting.
Yes.
You just walk right through all your chairs.
We'll say that Lonic does that. He's just merges through the couch, and he's kind of sitting, not really sitting on the couch.
So this is all new to me. What are these two bookmarks lead to?
Why don't you guys explain?
Yeah, Sam. Help us all understand.
We've got one for my world, we're assuming, and one for Black Powder's world. We're assuming.
Lonic's eyes kind of sparkle whenever he realizes that it's the pirate world.
Okay, I'll come clean with you guys. A little while back, after we left my world, when I went to the bookshelf, Sam collected this, and he'll be holding up Sam's bookmark. And I saw him pocket it, and I looked at him, and he asked me to stay quiet about it. And because literally I trusted him, I thought, well, Sam knows best, and I just followed his lead. Now, this whole other shtick, Sam and I were having a conversation, and he'll look at Black Powder, but he'll look remorseful, like he'll look like he's sorry. We were discussing you, Black Powder. Long story short, I told Sam to remember you are a person. And Sam, I think you really need to explain to them why we end up doing the decision we made. This is before you came, Lonic, and he'll be looking at how Lonic is just like in the couch versus sitting in it.
Well, it's
But
an easy explanation. So, after we got from Star's world, there were a couple of choices on bookmarks. As I was looking at what we've been doing so far, we all first started out in Sue's world, where an entire city was in trouble. A city full of people.
that sounds awesome.
It was not. But it was a lot of people that needed help. We were able to help. Next, we learned that Frankie had a whole group of young people who needed help. Seemed like the next biggest amount of people who needed help. Definitely something we needed to move on to next. After that, Star had a number of people who were being kidnapped and missing. I'm going by numbers here. With the numbers, I have one case I'm working on right now. Perp's out there, but it's only cost one person's life. In my mind, that was not as important as getting Tori's sister back. I wanted to take the option of going to help me right off the table. Mine isn't as important. Obviously, the cases are staying put while I'm helping everybody else. Tori's was more important than mine, so I didn't want to have it as an option. Wanted to get help to Tori rather than put the bookmark for mine in.
Wait a
But
minute.
when we started talking about black powder and the possibility of pirating, I think there's been a lot of change for black powder, and I think there's a lot of questions that we have on how that's going to involve all of us. I figured I'd buy us more time to have those discussions by going to my world first. Pretty simple, cut and dry, black and white.
All right. So
I was
here's
waiting
my
for somebody to
question.
say that. I thought Micah was gonna do it with Star. I was like, Sam, things aren't always black.
All right, Sam, I have a question for you.
I also have a question.
Where did you get off that it was solely your decision to make? Why didn't you bring it up to the group, express your thoughts, and let the group decide? Because
Why?
I may be a criminal and a pirate, but when I wanted to bring Taylor along, I asked the group. I didn't just do it. So, where do you get off making those decisions on your own? If you want to help people, and you're such a good friend to people.
Well, I never claimed to be a great friend, but I try to be thoughtful. I try to be ahead of the curve. That's all.
Star, just as you know, I'm not mad at you.
Thank you.
Out of character, did Lanik have another question?
So maybe this would be a good time for him to interrupt this heartfelt and emotional conversation by saying, so when you're not playing your game, it's paused. Nothing happens. Everything is still.
That's what everybody's commented so far.
Yeah.
Okay. That's good to know. Also, who's Taylor?
Someone special.
Ah, is Taylor your princess?
I guess you could say that.
One thing I wanted to say, and again, I'm not making any excuses for anyone. I'm just pointing something out as an explanation, not an excuse. So Sam's a private eye investigator, and I admit I don't read a lot of mystery books myself, but from what I do hear about those mystery books, they tend to work alone. And they don't really normally work with other people to solve their problems. They kind of call the shots and makes all the decisions to solve their mysteries. So just throwing it out there.
Well, that's something that me and Sam, the Game Boy character, have in common then, because I normally fight alone.
That may work in your world, but when I worked alone in my world, it got me like this. So I understand why you might have. Yeah, and Sue looks guilty.
Sue looks very guilty when it's time for Sue to turn red. Everybody's turning red today.
Sam, I appreciate you prioritizing me, like us looking for my sister, but we have to be a little more transparent with each other if this is gonna work.
I get that joke.
Transparent?
I know, expand. No, she's saying, I know. Right.
All right. So we do got to decide on where we're going next. Sam, what exactly are your concerns going into my world?
Well, you said a few of them. You're looking at taking over a ship, possibly murdering crew. I mean, that's some pretty heavy things. Now, Tori mentioned that N-Star, that you've changed. Maybe those are out the window. It's possible. I believe it. I've seen a lot of changes in everybody. Again, my biggest thing was just allowing us more time to, before we jump into something like that, allowing us all time to decide what the best action is.
We're in a safe space here, so we can discuss it and come up with a plan together. We don't automatically have to jump from world to world. We've been kind of speeding through things. Especially after Tori's world, I think spending some time in relative safety would be a good thing for everyone. And it's a good time to talk.
But Sam, is it that you want more planning, or that you don't trust us?
See, here's the thing. I don't think it's a matter of trust or not trusting. I think it's a matter of, if we're going to jump into another world, having all the chips out on the table, knowing what all the hands are, makes the more sense.
So why hide the other bookmark from us?
Well, I told you, my world is pretty small beans compared to many of the others. When we first started talking about who needed what help and what we were each doing, it's a numbers game. Frankie had a lot of kids needing help. It was pretty easy to decide that's an important piece. Next bookmark that showed up also followed in suit. We had Star, who had a number of people, and Tori, who had a missing sister. We went with the numbers. That was a pretty communal decision. Seemed like the numbers was the way we were going. I just kept playing that hand.
Again, why not just tell us from the beginning? And you only confided in Star, and not in the rest of us.
Well, some of my background is you keep things close to the vest, and the less of two evils is generally the best.
But the lesser of two evils is still evil. If it was Big Ganvani or Small Ganvani, they're still both Ganvani.
Yeah.
Well, since I'm new here, I guess I should share my opinions on the two worlds.
Please.
I'm not good at using my brain. I am much better at doing things. So I think that I would be better in... Oh, wait. I almost forgot I can't swim.
Like,
That's a huge thing.
As discussion, if there was actually going to be a discussion at all about which road to go into, I would have wanted to talk about New World first, because there are some issues. My world's not very accepting of certain kinds of people. So we'd probably have to find a way to change back to Veed, for one.
Wait a minute.
But
What?
Black
You're
Power,
a ghost,
or what
people are
about-
just going to be scared of you no matter what.
But
so.
Girl Ghost?
They would
That's
just
not-
assume you're some lass who drowned at sea, probably. It happens. But they're
I
just...
could use that to my advantage, I guess.
Oh, 100%. Sailors are very superstitious. Ghosts are like the worst thing. People would probably just assume Frankie got cursed to be turned blue. Star would be a problem. My road's not exactly pleasant to people of color.
So then Sam would be in trouble. Or
Star
he'd be
got
good
cursed
because
too.
he doesn't have color.
So
Star could be cursed.
Lonic is thinking of that in literal terms, like he's black and white, so he'd be better off.
Yeah.
but there are concerns just going to my world, period. So it would have needed discussing.
Could we all be cursed?
Potentially. Not me, because the crew knows me.
Hmm.
But the rest of you probably.
Can use that.
I'm not good at using my brain, but I can't swim. But I'm not good at using my brain, but I can't swim.
Well, as long as you don't fall off the boat, you should be good.
And you don't have to do all the thinking. We have 6 other people.
That's a relief. You transform?
Oh yes, I transform all the time.